Whoop-de-flip-and-do. There is a lot of epic things happening inside a courtroom right now. Which I guess is more content. I don't know, I've never thought of it that way. But it's like, okay, any bit of content is fun content. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. If I could, yeah, I think I fixed it. Hello. Today's gonna be a short live stream though. Hello everyone. It's gonna be pretty short because genuinely there isn't much to talk about this week. It's a lot of boring legalese. It's the lawsuit. Well, the actual hearing begins today for Epic Games against Apple. I'm not gonna pretend that I have all the facts or I know exactly what's going on inside the courtroom, but you know, you bet your butt that there is a decent amount of nuggets. So the news is just pouring out. Well, I guess it's news now, but it's years ago. There was this 2015 push to improve app review. There is like Eddie Q wanted to force. That was a while ago. I don't think this has anything to do with the current case, but yeah, they kind of want to force Random House to join iBooks, and then you have like a bunch of testimonies, anti-competitive repair restrictions by the FTC, but I don't get it. Phones are not cars. Yeah, iPhone 13 news. A bunch of boring headlines. Well, a bunch of headlines that just isn't really that fun to talk about. So let's talk about Facebook, because I genuinely, I genuinely don't like Facebook. I don't know if you share my opinion, but I don't like Facebook. Facebook, I think they collect a lot of people's data. They fearmonger people to hell. And they just make it terrible for like advertisers and small businesses. Okay, so this all has to do with the news that came out this week that only 4% of people turned on tracking via app tracking transparency. Yeah, this fear-mongering BS. First of all, and this is a little secret, I don't know if I should tell this to you or not, so please don't leak it out. But Facebook wouldn't charge you a dime. Alright? Facebook would never ask you to pay a single dime. If Facebook becomes paid tomorrow, goodbye to all the users. Alright? No one's gonna use Facebook. Because genuinely they make more money by keeping Facebook free. And second of all, no one's gonna pay for social media. They'll just switch to Twitter or whatever other social media outlets are out there. I think social media is a bit of a cancer in modern society. I don't think if you enjoy, a bit of the Twitter, a bit of the TikToks, I think it's fine. But like, I'm talking about those people that like grow to like rely on it. So this is the fear-mongering part of it. Yeah, get ads that are more personalized, support businesses. Oh wait, so this is not quite the screenshot. There's a screenshot that tries to scare people into saying, oh yeah, keep Facebook free. And you do that by clicking the clicking the allow button. There it is. There it is. So I think you can just right here, because I don't think the main article is way too relevant. But yeah, show you ads are more personalized. Oh yeah, I love when I zoom in. It's this crazy layout. But yeah, show you ads are more personalized. Help keep Facebook free of charge. You know the Zuck would never make Facebook paid. They're insinuating, they're implying that if you don't click, how we limit, if you don't turn on this device setting, we cannot keep Facebook free of charge. That's right. They're willing to lie to your face because we all know that Facebook would not survive if it switches tomorrow to a paid model. That's just not how Facebook will work. And has never worked. Facebook would not survive if it's paid. So this is just BS. And like what? Support businesses to rely on ads to reach their customers. First of all, it's BS. Because, right, you're not doing this out of the kindness of your own pockets. You charge advertisers. You charge businesses that use Facebook to advertise, which, right, it's fair, right? I think it's a paid service. I think it's fair. But, like, you're not doing this out of the kindness, like, oh, yeah, if you turn off tracking, oh, golly wee, how do we support these small businesses that are only paying us thousands of dollars to advertise on Facebook? Nothing. Alright? Nothing they do is out of the kindness of their hearts. Yeah, no business relies on ads, one of you said. Yeah, that's right. But they want the tracking. Guess what? Ads is, as long as there's a user base, there will be people paying to advertise. Right? You don't go up to a big YouTuber and it's like, hey, guess what? Hand me all of your data so we can advertise. No, they just pay them like $2,000 because $3,000, $4,000 video to like these big YouTubers, because these big YouTubers can reach the people that they think they want to reach, right? So you do that. Do you think these big YouTubers hand over like lots of data? No. So it's clearly fear mongering. They don't need all that data. But it's like, oh, we're going to keep it free. Yeah, Armin says it's a good thing. Other platforms will show up and people migrate to them, like WhatsApp to Signal. And here I am talking crap about YouTube or Twitch. Okay. First of all, there's already a giant user base. So whatever you put on here, I'm pretty sure that you can capture most of all of the audience online. Alright? Like the vast majority. I'm talking about like 95%. If not 100%. Like close to 100%. Like 99%. There's this thing called too big to fail. Where it's like, if it fails, it would be catastrophic for people. And I think Facebook is one of those. That said, I want Facebook to fail because I hate Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know. It's like, one of you said, oh yeah, you feel scared every time you used it. Well, why exactly? And then, yeah, here's McDonald's. Oh yeah, let us continue tailoring your ads. Hit the allow button to allow us to send you, like, what, more coupons? What kind of ad tracking is vital to your business? You sell hamburgers and fries. Wouldn't you improve your business and keep your business going if you sell people hamburgers that won't poison them? I don't know, why don't you just make better hamburgers? Your hamburgers are pretty garbage the last time I had you guys. The fries are pretty bad. They're kind of soggy. Granted, it was 6:30 in the afternoon. But that was also dinner time, so I don't know, man. Maybe it's not the entire chain, but I feel like you guys should step up your food. Google will probably add this feature in Android 12. Yeah, I don't think that Google would just be like, oh yeah, we're going to stop tracking everyone. I think what Google will do, and I have no evidence to back me up right now, but I think what Google will do is that they will do all the tracking, but they will block everyone else from doing it. Because remember, Google is not a tech company. They would love if you would call them a tech company. But what do? They sell ads. What do they profit from? They sell ads. YouTube, they sell ads. Right? Parts of Android, they sell ads. Google search, they sell ads. AdSense, they help keep this channel afloat, of course, and how advertisers be able to reach you if you don't use AdBlock and you have those ads in your face, right? Everything Google does is about ads. They don't do this because out of the kindness of their hearts. And let me tell you, even those Google Pixel, they will keep your data, which is why privacy is a selling point in the first place, because Google will keep your data. And this is confirmed. They will keep your data around, and it's profitable for them. The same thing that Facebook is doing. So Google is an ad company. Like, let me just... And I know this is like a popular myth, but this is Google's fault, not anyone else's fault. This is Google's fault. Let me emphasize. Google is an ad company pretending to be a tech company. Everything they do has to do with ads. Wait, really? Because you're a minor, app tracking is turned off by default? Well, that's awesome. But yeah, let me just do a very, very quick tutorial on how you can turn off app tracking if you don't want any sort of app tracking. So what I want you to do is pull out your iPhones right now. You can just go home, right? Pull out some other iOS device, right? So go to settings, and then you go down to privacy, and then you go to tracking, and then there's this large switch that says allow apps to request to track, and then you can just turn it off. If it's on for you right now, just turn it off. That's it. Simple as that. No apps can track you anymore. Well, as far as iOS is concerned, it has done everything to stop it from tracking you. As we've seen in that interview last week, that you can't really... There's no system-wide option like disable tracking. They'll have some sneaky ways to track you. But most of the controls is turned off, so this is as private as you can achieve on iOS. It's a good thing. Holy moly. Turn off by default, it won't let me turn it on. It's so unethical to track minors. Apple is doing the right choices, in my opinion. I totally agree. If you're a minor and you're watching this, and app tracking is still turned on, just turn it off. Just turn it off. Go into settings, privacy, tracking, and turn it off. Yeah, Facebook is just... Well, they profit off of a lot of unethical things that I cannot mention on stream right now. But you can probably tell what I'm referring to. Facebook is a horrible, horrible company. The trauma that they put their moderation team on is just unspeakable. It's horrible. But yeah, Google is just an ad company. Google, everything they do has to do with ads. And so, if for Google to turn off app tracking transparency, let me tell you only one of two choices. What's going to happen if they introduce something like that in Android 12? And like you, I'll be watching Google I/O soon, which they're still doing online, I believe. Only one of two choices. Number one, either they get to do all the tracking, but then we're like, hey, we're going to stop doing that for all our advertisers, which means that Google is still tracking, and arguably they are the largest ad agency. And number two, Google has so much data. That's how they power their machine learning. Your Google Photos, your documents, everything, your email, all the attachments are being used to feed the machine learning machines. That's why Google AI is so good. That's why Google Assistant is so good. Because all of your data, it's free for a reason. Google services are free for a reason. All of your photos, when you use a Google service, gets fed into their systems. So they might have so much data already that they could feasibly not grab anymore and say that this is the proper model we can use for the next couple of years. Yeah. App tracking transparency. Yeah, only 4% of people turned on app tracking transparency. App tracking, rather. Only 4%. So, for Facebook at least. So, you can see how the suck is not happy about this. Right, 14.6. Yeah, creative copy. Oh yeah, look at all of this. All of this. This is Uber. Yeah, this looks like Uber. When you share more, you get more. Keep promos relevant to your interests. It's like when you share more. So yeah, this is as obvious as it gets. When you share more data, you get more stuff. This is how they entice you. And then this one from A&E. It's supported by our partner advertisers. My bad. To ensure we can continue to provide access to free content, we would like to share your anonymous advertising data with our sponsors. Again, right? We want to share your data with our sponsors. Here's number 3. Oh yeah, we use your depersonalized data to create a live wallpapers for me. Somehow a wallpaper app, that's right, you're looking at this correctly, a wallpaper app needs your personal data for some reason. What? Wallpapers? You need my, what? So, maybe it knows I like blue skies, so they'll give me pictures of blue skies to use as my wallpaper? Whatever happened to like, oh yeah, here's 100 images every week. Just pick one that you like. Yeah, Hadrian X, we truly are living in the future. This is 60 frames per second. In fact, this monitor that I'm using is 144 hertz. It's a work of art. Yeah, but yeah. Why does a wallpaper app need my personal data? If I like pictures of animals, would send me more pictures of animals? God no, I don't think so. They'll just use whatever photo that they have. And then finally, we have Monopoly, as if a game about redistributing the wealth is not tongue-in-cheek enough. Now you get to redistribute more wealth, this time your personal data, to advertisers so they can keep making money. Yeah. App not to track. Yeah. Should probably delete Facebook. Should probably delete Facebook. Unfortunately, I'm being made to use WhatsApp, so some of my data is still being sent to Facebook Incorporated. Tap here to stop cross-app tracking, right? There you go. It's not really controversial. It's only controversial when you're an advertiser or you're one of these businesses that rely on ads. Yeah, Zeno says, can somebody explain to me why machine collecting your data and use that information to give you personalized ads is bad? Y'all acting like you're getting stalked, lol. Well, I'll be here to tell you exactly why it's bad. But I don't feel like you have the heart to listen. But I will explain exactly why it's horrible in the first place. You're right? So the reason why tracking is bad, the reason why all of these privacy violations, and I'm lumping in Facebook's use of the microphone in here. I'm talking about like all of these controls that require you to give up your own privacy for advertisers. You know, it starts with Facebook innocuously telling you that, hey, you need something, 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 because we turn on our microphones and we record what you're saying. This is confirmed, by the way. Yeah, back in 2014, there was a static, and it uses your microphones, because that's the reason why static exists, because it has to keep the app running in the background. Because once the app stops giving you any sort of touch input, it stops giving you any sort of audio and video, iOS closes that app. Now, I don't know the other side of about the other side of the aisle. I don't know how it is on Android. I can only speak for iOS. So it closes the app and it stops it from using any sort of system resources. That's how the RAM gets preserved on iOS. Well, it would play static in the background. You can actually tell that it's static because the lock screen, sometimes back in 2014, the lock screen would have something playing, even though the phone appears silent. So it's playing something just to keep the app opening. Just to keep the app open. And yet, if you turn on your microphone, or if you leave the microphone on, ostensibly for the camera, it would pinpoint accuracy tell you exactly what you've talked about. So if you're talking about like chili peppers, you would get a chili peppers ad the next day. Alright? That's Facebook. Alright? Of course it says it won't, but there's way too many cases of just Facebook using a microphone for the ads. And let me explain why cross-app tracking is basically the same thing. So let's say that you go on the internet and you look for just Googling random things. Right? And then you say like, okay, I'm Googling like dog treats. I'm Googling dog treats. Alright? Or like my family is Googling dog treats because we have a dog. Or more accurately, we have cats. So sometimes we buy cat food. Alright? We have 3 of them. We buy cat food. Right? But it's our business. We don't really want to like tell people. Not especially when it's multi-million-dollar corporations that can influence what we buy for our pet. We would like to keep it to ourselves. We have a very specific brand of cat food that we would buy for our cats. Alright, this is how it's gone for many, many years. 3 cats we have are adorable. We don't want a big company using our data, using our what supplies we have, what kind of shortages, because they have all this data to potentially advertise for us to harm our pets or to change their habits, because they have pretty sensitive stomachs. And so we've been buying that one type of cat food because we know that that's what works fine for them. We don't want companies to use that information. All right? You'd say that, well, maybe you can just ignore those ads. But I'm a marketing student. I know what ads do. I know what ads are supposed to achieve in the human brain. And let me tell you exactly what an ad does. An ad does not tell you that you should buy this right now. An ad is there to remind you of the company, so that the next time you're buying something, you're subconsciously ranking it on number one. Right? So I don't want my brain to subconsciously link whatever cat food brand gets advertised to us, so we're more inclined out of our control. It's really not someone with personally see our information. Well, first of all, if no one's going to see it, why collect it? The reason why it's being collected is that that information has use. It will be used by advertisers, whether the advertisers, the actual people that work as advertisers will see that data or not. We just don't want that data to be out there to be used by companies. We don't want our data to be out there. It's like me taking a shower. There's really nothing for me to hide. You know what to expect when, me or you or someone else is taking a shower. Alright? So, why don't we want people to barge into the bathroom? Because that's privacy right there. Privacy doesn't mean that someone has to look at it or someone has to know. For example, if I have aspects of my personal life that I never talk about on this channel. It's nothing illegal, of course, right? But it's something that's personal I do not want to share. Do I want companies to secretly find out based on my browsing habits or who I talk to or what I Google? No, I don't want that information to be out there at all, because that's my personal life. And I bet you have things in your personal life that you don't want people to exactly know. Not because they're illegal, but because they're private. They're parts of your life that would be better if it's private. So that's why app tracking is bad. That's why all of these companies, what they're doing, what they're posturing through, what they're encouraging you is bad. Not because that there is absolutely going to be someone seeing it. Not because that there is going to be someone looking at it. But because that people not only are dredging through your personal life to look at what you're doing. And that includes the bots, right? I don't want anyone to know about my personal life, right? There are some things that I really don't want to speak publicly on about my own life. I don't want advertisers to not only, one, have access to that information via some sort of crackpot investigative work. It's kind of like a PI following me around all day, like a private investigator, right? Just following me every day, because that's what ads are doing on the internet. And all of our lives are basically on the internet. All of you, I can say with conviction, because you're watching the live stream right now. And number two, I don't want, let's say if I have a difficult situation or have some troubling scenario in my life that I need to take care of, I don't want to be advertised to. I don't want that information to be used against me. That's why it's so bad. It's not because that, I don't want employee X to see this, or I want, right, or something that is exactly illegal. No, it's not. I just don't want people to talk about it because it's private. It's something that I would love to keep private. I would rather keep to myself. So that's why tracking is so bad. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know if this is my own personal opinion. Maybe you can share your own opinions on why you support or not support app tracking. Right? If my cats are going to starve, I don't want some other cat food company advertised to us about a brand that would potentially make my cat sick or unhappy. That's all. Okay, Icon. Maybe use DuckDuckGo. It's a free search engine with no tracking. I used DuckDuckGo for 2 months. It doesn't show me the results that I want. So usually, I try to Google with a separate search window, or I immediately sign out. But again, I've been using Gmail. I've been using a lot of Google services, Google Docs, Google Sheets, the entire Google suite. So, unfortunately, some of my data is out there, but they're all just projects. They're all public information, kind of. They're all college school projects. So, but everything else, I either use incognito to, yeah, that's right, or private browsing, rather. But yeah, I accept that some of my information is already out there, but not a lot. I try to minimize that. Yeah, is it first legit reason? I don't know. There's a lot of people throwing out reasons, and I think they're all pretty good. But that's my personal take on it. That's why I absolutely hate app tracking. And again, I'm a marketing student. I know what ads do. I know what ads are designed to do. I know what ads should be doing. Yeah, turn on private mode. This is just shady. Is Facebook trying to use this against you? Yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna start charging you money for this. Okay, now we're on the latter half. Yep, that's basically the one story. Is there anything you want me to look at? You can look at some concepts. We're gonna talk about something else. We have about 10 to 15 minutes before I really have to get going. Not to buy cat food, I can assure you. We have a decent amount of cat food stockpiled right now. See, yeah. There's a lot of tracking. I don't get it. It's oh yeah, advertisers. If anything, it just shows a lot of apps that are just tracking you, and then it's kind of like that clipboard thing with was it iOS 13, the clipboard indicator, and then it just shows oh yeah, a lot of companies just paste whatever's on your clipboard into the app, even though there's no text field. Oh right, MacBook Air, of course. Have you guys... Okay, let's talk about something more fun. MacBook Air is rumored by John Prosser to come in all these brand spanking new colors. It's kind of like the iBook all over again. Oh, come on. The white bezels? Ugh. But I think they'll do the white bezels because color-wise it makes sense, and then probably only space gray for the pros. It makes me weep, okay? The fact that we can have a very real possibility that space gray or black or matte black, whatever type of darker matte black, space gray color models would be relegated to pro actually upsets me a little. But I don't know. It looks great in an environment, but okay, so they kind of bucked the trend. If you've paid attention to MacBook 2015, I'm going to show you the gold model, right? We've had iPhones with gold and white. So this is gold and black. Yeah. So maybe they yeah, they'll find a way to do black. I don't know. It's just a rumor. It's very far in the future, but yeah. All these 7 colors, I would personally don't mind, even though I would go for the space gray as usual. But if they're ditching space gray, I'm very, very sad. The white bezels look nice since Air had similar bezels for over 10 years. You are spot on. Well done, my friend. Well done. The original MacBook Air. Like this. If they can do it properly, if they could do it tastefully, and I trust them that they will, they'll find a way to do it. That's my take on it. I really have nothing else to talk about with the MacBook Air. Yeah, because it's just a rumor. It's kind of far and away, and doesn't say. Low-end portable Mac featuring mini LED display. Mini LED displays are still kind of expensive. That's why you only see it in the highest-end iPad Pros, because it just doesn't make sense to put in a low-budget device. Let's just say that. A non-high-end device, because of how expensive those displays are. You see the price increase, the $150 price bump for the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Yeah, even with how expensive that is already, now it's even more expensive. It starts at over $1,000. Yeah, it's not reported. I don't know. I feel like MacBook Air is one of those things where they try to keep it like students, so I don't know. It's not exactly in their MO to like. Well, they have the iBook. That's for one, but I don't know. All I can say is I don't know. MacBook Pros has silver bezels as a $50 option. Back in 2009 to 2011. Yeah, that's the MacBook Pro matte option. Have you guys seen the MacBook Pro matte option? Let's see. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. MacBook Pro. Unmistakably MacBook Pro. But yeah, you can. I think you can pay like $200 more to get the matte option, so it doesn't gloss over. Yeah, this is before the Retina MacBook Pro, where it's gone because it has the new anti-glare reflective coating, so it's not. Yeah. I would love that as an option because I won't be touching that screen, right? So having that, if it doesn't compromise optical clarity, but unfortunately that's the consequence of a matte screen, is that it just compromises display quality quite a bit. So unfortunately that's a thing. So yeah, MacBook Pros, iPhones. Again, I'm going to go not pick up cat food. I'm going to probably do something else. But yeah, that's probably it for this week. Yeah, it's a bit of a short live stream today. Because I want to do one on time, yet we got places to be as a family. So I'm just going to cut it short here. Thank you once again for joining me. It's really an awesome time. Don't forget to just continue to peek on my channel. I will have more uploads because, again, it's a pretty busy finals weekend. So I'm trying to get the finals over and done with, so I can concentrate on the videos for you people. I have a bit of a lull, but I do have summer classes. But I do have a bit of time to work on videos, and hopefully we can stockpile some of them because they're timeless. It doesn't matter why. Right, the work is all the same. So I'm just gonna be going now. Yeah, because it's about time. Yeah, it's about time over here. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy wherever you may be. Your countries are certainly nicer than this one that I'm living in right now. How's the AirTags? Oh yeah, before I go, how's the AirTags? AirTags are okay, but unless you have something to track, it's just a novelty. After I got it for about a week, it's the same verdict. It has not changed. Yeah, nano texture option. Yeah, but it's kind of pricey. They did it for the iMac one year, but they kind of ditched it for the new iMac, so it lasted exactly a couple months. But yeah, this will be it for the live stream, and yeah, If anything, I will see you next week. Goodbye.